It doesn't get much scarier than this. Mike Evans, his third straight game under 55 yards. He does not finish as a top 100 wide receiver in week number 12. Jay, what is going on with Mike Evans this year?
It's just the lack of touchdowns. Like, he's on pace. The yards are okay. The receptions are okay. But he had 13 and 14 touchdowns the 2 years prior. This year he's got 3. And he's been suffering from the Bucs offense just not being nearly as explosive.
Right, they're just not scoring touchdowns. I don't know that it's Mike Evans. Like, the team isn't scoring touchdowns. Tom Brady isn't throwing touchdown passes. Godwin had the big game in this one. Like, given all the struggles of the Buccaneers offense and his lack of scoring, still, on a points-per-game basis, he's wide receiver 19. So, right, he hasn't scored since week 4. He's had 0 end zone targets in 5 of the past 7. Third straight game with under 55 yards, as you see it there on your screen, and yet still a top 20 wide receiver on a points-per-game basis this season. Now, they play the Saints next week, and we'll see if Lattimore is back, because Lattimore always seems to have his number. But I feel like positive touchdown regression is coming for Mike Evans. I actually think he's a great buy low. I like, he's too talented. The volume is there. Like, it's going to come. Like, so I'm actually still in on Mike Evans, who gets the Niners, Bengals, and Cardinals after the Saints next week.
Tough day for the Texans, and maybe even a tougher day for Dameon Pierce. Now, back-to-back games with under 5 fantasy points. Barry, what do you think's going on with him in this slump?
Well, the team's awful.
They're terrible.
I mean, they're brutal.
But they've always been bad.
And, Mike Florio said on Fantasy Football Pregame, we had Mike from Pro Football Talk on, and he said, feels like they're kind of, they can't come out and say they're tanking, but feels like they're kind of tanking. The Texans, I don't know if that is true or not. What I will say is it has been, maybe he's hitting a bit of a rookie wall. He's had massive workload, which is not something he had in college. The one thing I will say, though, this week they get the Cleveland Browns and they're at home. So I want to withhold judgment. One more week. If he can't do it against the Browns, if he falters against the Browns, then you're like, okay. But everyone runs well against the Browns. That's one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. They're one of the most friendly teams to opposing running backs. So I'm not panicking yet because the workload is still there, just the production hasn't been.
I'm with you. I'd buy low on Dameon Pierce if I could. The Commanders game, they got a great run defense. And then I think the Miami game, they just basically the game's done. Let's just get him out. Let's put extra miles on him.
Yeah, which I think is going to be a theme this season. I think they're going to really lighten his workload on a lost season. Last one here, Juju Smith-Schuster, season low with only 3 targets this week, Barry.
Yeah, I mean, he played on only 39% of the snaps, which is 4th among Kansas City wide receivers, but felt like they were sort of easing him back in to this one as well. Prior to this week, he'd had at least 85 yards in each of the last 3 healthy games here. I'm not that concerned yet about Juju. Felt like, again, just trying to ease him back into a game in which, they had in hand. The Rams played him a little bit tougher than I think they expected, but, the Rams also have a good defense, so it's not out there. Juju's going to be fine.
He'll be fine.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.